Hi, Tammy. How are you? Glad you came in. Still waiting for a few to come in. Hoping they will. Having a rough day today, but that's not unusual. Excuse my coffee. That's one of my problems is I've got asthma, chronic asthma, and it was rough this morning. But I'm hanging in. We just got to look for the best in life. Hi, Clint. How are you? They may be. I didn't. I forgot about Brenda's sale. I sure did. I forgot all about it. I usually go on about 9 o'clock in the morning, and I was feeling too bad this morning to do it, so I just kind of let it ride. And so now I did a little one finally about 10:30, and it only filmed about half of it. And this is kind of a different thing for me. I always talk on my Sunday lives and always kind of speak my mind and try to give out some positive energy and that kind of thing. And, just try to make life a little easier. Yeah, I do. And Clint mowed this morning, so that isn't going to help it any. So I'm in the house. I had to have my blood pressure checked this morning, but it was okay. And so anyway, and I know I'm kind of in the middle of the Sunday afternoon uh, fun time, and so I just so I've got I just had a little something on my mind about being positive. You know, life is too short to be negative and to feel negative about everything. I'm sitting here, I don't feel well, and the more I do, the better I will feel. And I know that um, if I just get up and get going and create something and make something and try to send out positivity to other people, that positivity comes back to me, and I feel it. I feel it in my bones when I get to talk to my friends and do some things and uh, make something that's beautiful or I think is beautiful. Hi, Luz. Um, and sometimes in our crafting community, we forget that. We forget it. And we should never forget that the positive outweighs the bad so much. And that, hi, Jean. Thank you for coming, honey. Uh, it's important that we remember that love and kindness are what we want to give to people. Uh, positive, positivity, positive comments on their creations and if someone's learning to craft, especially, we want to be sure that we give that positive feeling to whoever it is. Uh, Nobody is perfect. Nobody is going to do it right the first time, and nobody has to. Uh, if you create something, you are giving a piece of your heart and a piece of your soul. And if you give that freely, that's going to come back to you. When I lost my husband, I put a smile on my face, and it was very hard. But I put a smile on my face because a smile created smiles coming back to me. And each smile made me feel a little bit better, and it helped me heal a little bit more. And in the crafting community, there is such a large, there's this huge portion of people that are just absolutely beautiful, helpful, darling people. And then there's some dramas. We don't need them. We don't need those. We don't need drama in our lives. We don't need to have someone creating a drama out of nothing. It's just something that is so insensitive to those that are trying to be the most positive and the most giving. And so I just don't see any sense in it. And I have been seeing some of it lately, and I don't like it. I don't like it, and I don't want it. I don't want it in my life, and I don't think you all want it in yours. And in fact, I know you don't. Most people don't. Even those that may get caught up in some of it, they really don't want it. So why I'm here today is to say that we have got to shine a light into this world. And if we shine that light is reflected. And it bounces from one person to another. Every time, hi Carla, every time we give that light, we receive that light, and somebody else receives it. It doesn't just stay with us. It doesn't just stay in one place. It is reflected off of 1,000 diamonds in the world. And we're all diamonds. We're all diamonds. Hi, Kat. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for coming in. So instead of being negative or angry, be happy and reflect that happiness and let it reflect back on you, because we need that so bad. Everybody needs that. There is something going on in everybody's life that is difficult to take. I said in the first video, which didn't come out, that I have 4 diseases. I have 4 things that I am never going to get rid of. I have diabetes, I have asthma, I have chronic pain from fibromyalgia, and there's another one, I can't think of it right now. But anyway, those things they're tough to take. Life dealt me a blow with all this stuff, and I was not ready for it because I was just getting over the death of my husband and finding myself in my world, and not his, but mine. And that's an important step that you have to take when you're dealing with death or with anything. And, yet here it came, and what do? Well, at first I cried. Of course I did. But then I decided I have to keep on going. I don't go real well. Believe me, I don't go real well. But I'm going. I'm still going. And one of the things that makes me feel good is crafting. And I showed this before, and I'm going to show it again. And Jean, you're going to get to see your gift. But I made, look, get it in here. I made this purse with 2 pieces of paper. I'm going to turn this down so I can show you what I've got. Turn it down here. I made this with 2 pieces of paper, 1 stamp, 1 button, a small piece of ribbon, and a few little charms here on the side. That's it. 2 pieces of paper. And the paper doesn't have to be the same. You know, you can make something pretty out of any paper that you have. Not only does it have the paper, but inside, and Jean, you can do whatever with these that you want to, but inside it has a pocket in here to put things in, a large one, and I do have a few things down in there, a few pieces of paper that you can craft with or whatever you want to do, or you can send them on. I have a little notepad here that is just made out of scrap papers that can be, you know, used in any way. I have a couple of little tablets. These are simple to make, and they are so darling when you get them. They're just little sweet journals that you can put in, and they're made with scrap paper. They're not made with big pieces of paper. They're made with scraps. These things are, even the flour, and you can cut that flour out freehand. You do not have to have anything to cut it with. You can draw a flower and cut it out, and then a little tab in it, and that's just a little book tab. It's not even a fancy little thing. This one is another one's been made. This was made for me, and it does have the edges punched out. But it's just a little notebook with about 6 sheets of paper in it. Excuse me. And it just tucks together. These are things that we can do that we don't have to have anything to do with. We can do this with the smallest amount of things. This is actually a part of a paper pad. This is some painty papers that I made. I just wrapped them in it, and I use this for my loose sheets or some paper that I wanted to cut down, just scrap papers that were sent to me, and they're glued in, so you can just pull them out one at a time and use them. In fact, I've got some that are loose back in here. I'll get one of them. Maybe this one is loose. And you just pull them, and they'll tear right out of there. And if they don't tear straight, cut them off. It's just a little tablet. It's just a little booklet. It's not anything fancy. It's not anything outstanding, but it is something that I absolutely loved making. And when you love something you do, you can pass it on, and you give love to the person that you pass it on to. Also in this, I have this little file folder that I made. My camera is zoomed out way too much, girls. I made this little file folder. I think I made this on Kathy's Live. And it just opens up and opens up and opens up. And all of those tags and papers in there are scraps of things that I had made. It's just scraps. It doesn't have to be a lot. It doesn't take a lot to make them. It's a scrap of lace on the edge. It's scraps of paper on the inside. And this was a file folder and 1 sheet of paper. It doesn't take lots of stuff to make them. It doesn't take lots of stuff to bring joy to someone, or to just bring joy to yourself. If we bring joy to ourselves, we bring joy to those that watch. And on the outside pocket, this was made from the leftovers of my flap, which this is hand cut around here. It was a pattern, and I drew the pattern on the paper and I cut it out. I didn't stamp it. I didn't cut it with a fancy cutting machine. I just drew around a pattern that I had here, and if anybody needs this pattern, I will gladly share it. It's just a simple little pattern. And once you get those things, you can do so many things with just a little bit of things. And those little bit of things can go out and make someone happy. Again, scrap paper. Again, another little notebook that is just folded together. In fact, it's not even tied. It was supposed to be stapled. And I will do that before I send it out. But just some pretty paper. Hi, Mart. How are you? Everything's well. Anyway, so you know that it's just, this is just scrap paper, just scrap paper. But I hope the joy that it brings, or the enjoyment that she has of passing it along, or the, you know, I mean, Jean, this is for you, but you do what you want to with it. This is not, you know, everything I make pretty much on my own. And what I'm saying is, and I'm going to lift this back up now, what I'm saying is that if we give something of ourselves, if we give from our hearts, if we give our love and our light out to the world, it will come back. That's yours too. That is yours. Yeah, that's the one I made for our swap. But you know, it's we have to give the positive to erase the negative. And every day, we should strive to do that. No matter how bad we feel, no matter where we are, no matter what we're doing, there's someone that needs us to be positive. I have my son here. I can't just be a negative Nellie. I have to love him. I have to care for him. I have to see to his needs. I have to give him a positive piece of me, even when I don't feel like it. So my message this morning, which was horrible, it was horrible, and I just erased it, is that I hope that we all come together in love and light and let it shine. There is no reason. God gives us this grace to give to others. And if we don't share it, we are losing out. We craft what you have. You don't need new. You just need heart. You just need heart. You just need, you know, I've got lots of paper, and I'm not going to say I don't. And I know that some people don't. But if you need paper, well, let me know, because I've got some sitting over here that I will gladly send you. It's not the same type of paper as this. This is actually a special book that I only pull out of for special things that I really want to make look shabby and shabby chic. But you know, I bought that one, and I live, girls, on $500 a month. That is my income. And yet, I bought this paper pad. There is always some way, if we really want something, that we can get it. It doesn't have to be given to us. It doesn't have to be, you know, and sometimes some of the things I've gotten are gifts. I mean, there were gifts from my family and things like that. And it's, you know, But any piece of paper will make a pretty purse. Any piece of paper will make a pretty folder. Any piece of paper, it can be plain white, and you can doodle on it and make it pretty. Jean does it all the time, and her papers are wonderful. You don't even have to have paint. You can do it with crayons. You can do it with anything that you have. I'm going to do a dot to dot mandala. I have decided I'm going to do that. I don't have any dotting tools. I don't have any. I said that to Kathy. I said, I don't have any dotting tools. She said, use a pencil. Use a pencil eraser. Use this. Use a toothpick. Use what, and I got to thinking about all the things that I had that I can do that with without going and buying something. So I don't know how it'll turn out. It may turn out not great, but it will be mine, and I will have accomplished it regardless of what I have. And we all get to feeling like, well, we don't have this and we don't have that, and we don't, we can't do this and we can't do that. But I'm here to tell you, you can. You can. Yes, toothpick for small dots, pencil for a little bigger dot, pencil, pencil point. I don't care if it gets paint on it. I've got a dozen pencils here. If it gets paint on it, I'll scrape it off and sharpen it a little bit and get rid of that paint and go ahead and write with it if I didn't have one. An empty ink pen would do the same thing. And Lord knows I've got a lot of empty ink pens in this drawer. So it's just this is something that means a lot to me. It means a lot to me. I have a disabled son. I took care of a dying husband for 10 years. And positive thinking is what kept him alive. Positive thinking is what keeps my son alive. Prayer and positive thinking is what we need every day. And excuse the tears. We can do it. We can do it, and we can give it, and we can receive it. And there are friends to make in this world, all over this world. I have friends from all over the world in my metal detecting community that I'm a part of. The most positive people, fun-loving people you will ever meet, and especially the ones from the UK. Extraordinary senses of humor. I am strong. Hi, Terry. I am strong, and I will make it. But we have to give this every day. And even in the metal detecting community, even in Kathy, you can come out of the closet anytime you want to, honey. Don't say anything to I am strong. I am strong, and I'm going to keep going. But we have to. Hello, Steve. Thank you for joining me. Give back. Give back what you want out of it. Give that. Don't give negativity. Don't give anger. Don't give any of those things. Give love. If you leave a message, send a message of love. If you leave a comment, send a message that's fun, or are happy, or Steve that just joined us, and I thank you so much, Steve, for joining us. He has a salvage, has and antiques, and he had gotten 2 mannequins that he had showcased, and I loved it, and it was funny, and it really tickled me. And I just had to leave a message because it was so fun. It was just fun. Yes, don't let it take the light out of your day. Don't let it mean more than what the crafting community has to offer, or the detecting community, or the salvage and antique communities. All of these people have a light that they shine, and it's not just in the crafting, it's everywhere, and we should be going everywhere and promoting love and light and happiness. And that's my message for today. um, I dig it, Mart. uh, you that's my message, that's my plea, and that's from my heart. uh, I love Larry and Frank, and I will be to see you every time you're on, because that was wonderful. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Do it, do it. It is so worth doing. And bring to those that don't realize they can. Hello, Adrian and Simon and whoever is watching. Bring this to those that don't realize that they don't have to have the best. They don't have to have everything that there is on the market. I use used equipment. I use things that people have given me. Some of them are wrinkled. You know what? If it's wrinkled, scrunch it up and make it something else. You know, strip it up, make it mixed media. Do something with it, because it's not bad. It's not ruined. And pieces of paper, strips of paper, little things can make beautiful things. They can make beautiful things. And it's your beauty. And if you think it's beautiful, you know what? Other people will think it's beautiful. And yes, glue magazines and then doodle on them. Do creeples out of magazine things. Do whatever you can do with whatever you have to do with. And the more you do that, the more will come to you. Half of this stuff came to me because I was crafting on a budget, and people said, I like to watch her. I'm going to send her something. And they did. I didn't ask for it. It just came to me because it came from the generosity in their hearts and the light that they were shining. I have never forgotten it. I will always remember it. Everything that I gotten from people around this world that wanted to give from their hearts. And it's a win-win situation. Everything that we do in a positive manner is a win-win situation, because it comes back to you. If I give you a smile, are you going to grin back at me? If I laugh, are you going to laugh with me? Those things are so big. They're such monumental moments that we can keep. We can keep it because they are buried in our hearts. That this happened. You may not know, you may not remember just exactly why, but I bet you remember laughing that hard in that live stream. And that's what I hope for all of us, is that we can do that we can give and keep giving. And it's not hard. It's not hard. It's just not hard. If it's just some little something, it's not hard. And I want you all to remember that. And I want you to remember that there are people who are trying to do their best in this world to do just that, to give and give and give. And those are amazing people. Amazing. Regardless of anything else in the world, those things are totally amazing. The work, the effort, the kindness is just, it's not something that you just, if you're really doing this on a large scale, it's something that is work. But when you work with a happy heart, it's wonderful. It is wonderful. And that is something that we should remember. That it's you may not be perfect. You may not do it perfectly. You may not, some things may go awry. Uh, my live stream was a mess this morning. It was a mess. But hey, I'm here now. I'm doing it again. It it didn't matter. When I seen that half of it was cut off, I just deleted the thing and said, let's do it again. We can do this. Because I really wanted this message to go out today, on this Sunday when a lot of us need it, and I know a lot of us do, that we've got this. We have that power, and nobody can take that away from you, because that power comes from deep within. That power comes from the heart. And until that heart stops beating, you've got that power. And the nice thing about it is all of this craft stuff that we're doing, all of this, all of these pretty things. Yes, Jean may remember me for this, or Kathy may remember me for something I give her, or things that I make. You may remember. Oh, Mary made that. But the thing of it is what you'll remember the most is that love is what I want to do. I want to give you all that love, that strength, that happiness, and that hope for tomorrow. So if you take nothing else from here, take love, take my love, take my light, use it, shine it, give it out there, reflect it to all them diamonds that are out there in this world that need it. And give it back. Because when you give it back, you get it back. Okay, that is kind of my sermon for today. And it was a sermon. And I meant for it to be. I don't often preach to people. But sometimes there comes those moments when we have to stand up for the good, for the brilliance of just the good in each and every one of us. There is nothing, and you know what? Even if you've got that tendency to be negative, you can change it. You can change it. All it takes is saying, I'm not going to be that way anymore. This is it. I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to be that negative Nellie. That's my middle name, by the way, is Nell. You can, and I don't want anybody calling me a negative Nellie, so I'm not going to be that way. I don't want to be that way. I want to be happy. And I want you all to too. And I hope that you understand why I wanted to come on and talk today. It just, we all need to remember that those that are not positive, those that are not, that are negative Nellies, push them aside, lay them aside, because they will steal your light. They're not worth it. They're not worth it. There's nothing in this world that is worth losing the love in your heart, the kindness that you all show. And you have been wonderful at that. Keep that and push this away. It's gone and it can stay gone. And we can move on. And we can move on and maybe gather some of those in that felt that way. We can gather these people together. We can come together and have this wonderful, positive experience that, thank you, Adrian. And it's just a life-changing thing when you fill your heart with all of this. It's changing me right now. I felt so bad, and I just feel so much more positive. I'm really having a rough time even talking right now, but it's something that we, and the thing of it is, though, is these people over here, we have to be able to say, I'm not going to be a part of it, but I forgive you. I forgive you. Because we can't carry that anger. We can't carry that whatever happened and keep on going into the future with it. It's over here now. We pushed it aside. It's gone, and we are done with that. And I am so sorry that you feel that way. I wish you love, and walk away from it. Walk away from it. We don't know what kind of a bad day somebody might have had, and it all come out. All come out right here on this screen. I try not to do that. I've had my meltdowns. I don't know. I was making a leather journal one time, and I punched every paper in it like I punched my spine on leather. Every paper was punched wrong. I mean, what I did is I had 4 or 5 signatures in it. I cut 4 holes all the way across every piece of paper that I had cut and measured and laid out for that journal. I had a meltdown on screen. I was like, okay, I got to go off of here. I will be back in a little while to finish this journal. And I went off. I took a deep breath, and I thought, okay, now what are you going to do? And I made a beautiful journal. That's what I did. It just takes that feeling of being positive that you can do it. Yes, you made a mistake. And yes, you had a meltdown on camera, but you can come back laughing and say, okay, I figured it out. You don't have to stay that way. You don't have to just keep going with it. You have to figure it out. And we can do that. And we can do that. And I have talked now for 41 minutes on this subject, so I'm going to get off of it. And we don't have to give a second chance unless they have the guts and the balls to come up and say, I'm sorry. And then you might consider it. You have to. You go right ahead, Kat. I understand. It's only 2 o'clock in the afternoon here, so we're okay. But one thing that my mama did for me, bless her heart, is she said, smile, Mary. And she also said, God doesn't give you more than you can handle. And I said to her one time, He has given me more than I can handle, Mom. He's given me more than I can handle. And she didn't say anything. She didn't come back. But in just a little while, I realized that He didn't. He didn't do it. I did it. He didn't do it. Hi, Angel. How are you, honey? Hi. That's Kim, right? Craig. Hi, Kim. Hi, Relics. I'm sorry that my stream was so bad earlier. Hi, Ski Searcher. I didn't see you come in. Girls, these guys are always the most lovely and giving people. And if you get a chance, go check them out. It's amazing the fun things that you can see on, when they're out there digging in those fields, they're having a blast. And when they're digging up those relics and those things, you're just astounded at what they find sometimes. It's always nice to see you too, honey. We just, it's not just here on us here on YouTube, crafters, or whatever you want to call me, because Lord, I've been everything lately, and I am going to cook a little more too. But there's lots of wonderful things to watch and wonderful communities out there to be a part of, and they're one of my favorites. I can tell you that they're an absolute. It is a wonderful community, and when you see how they come together and how they react with one another and how proud they are for one another, it's I'm going to make, this is going off of it, but I'm going to make an angel food cake with Rocky Mountain icing and strawberries in the middle and strawberries on the top and strawberry juice ripping down the sides. We're going to have us a strawberry angel food cake because I am hungry for it and I've got the strawberries. So I am going to make one of those, and I think I will videotape it. So thank you, Adrian. I appreciate that, honey. Come on, Kim. Come on. You're welcome anytime. That's what I say. My house is open. My house is open to anybody that wants to come and visit me. Just come on. I've got extra rooms. I've got a whole craft room upstairs that's not being used that somebody could sit down and make some good stuff with. Oh, you're so welcome, honey. Because I can't get up there. I went up and brought down some stuff, and I've got my desk just covered on both sides. My floor is covered. I got to get a shelf down here. And, oh, honey, I love those cakes. And Rocky Mountain frosting is the cooked frosting that gets, it's the egg whites and sugar, and you stir it and mix it. And then when you put it on there, it's just such a beautiful icing. It is well worth making. It takes a while to beat it up, but it is well worth making. And I said I was going to make that, and I usually make it with a hand mixer, but I don't have one anymore. I burnt mine up, and it has to stay hot. It has to stay on a double boiler while you're mixing. So, but anyway, it is so delicious. Oh, I know. Okay, Jean. Love you too, honey. And I'm sorry I didn't get to stay with your whole unboxing this morning. The kids was out there working in the yard and putting a big old trampoline up, and I just had to go out with them. No, they don't. They don't last. But so I appreciate you coming, honey. Thank you so much. Anyway, that's my guys. I appreciate y'all coming in, but this is really going to be the end of my live stream right now. I haven't fixed Tommy any lunch, and I've got to do that. And then if I make the cake today, which I plan on it, but if I make the cake today, I will do a video on it and put it online. And so I'm going to take off of here and try to fix myself up a little bit and maybe feel a little bit better just because I fixed myself up. Because as you can see, I haven't done anything. There's no makeup. There's no line. There are lines all over my face. In fact, I should have my oxygen on because I just had to take my blood pressure, and my blood pressure is running a little low. My oxygen level's low. You know, all this kind of stuff that I hate to put it on with, on camera. It's so ugly. Carla, thank you, honey. I'll be in to see you just as soon as you go on again. I've been wanting to come in. I've been catching you late and just watching, and I'd like to come in and be there when you're actually doing. And Kim, you too, honey. I am sorry that there's so many here that I have missed coming in and seeing all the things, and I will try my best to make it, but I have a lot of subscribers that I'm subscribed to. So I have to just pick and choose sometimes where I'm going to go or what I'm going to do. A lot of times I lurk for a little while and then I'll go to somebody else because I really need to go over there and say hello to. So please forgive me for that. But it is the way life is on YouTube. So, but I do appreciate each and every one of you for coming in, and I hope that I give you something that you can take with you. That was my purpose, is to give some positive to offset all the other stuff. And oh, Adrian, honey. Thank you, Kim. I would love to. I would love to do that. Just anytime that you need somebody, just kind of let me know. If I'm not feeling well, I'll have to bow out. But that happens a lot because sometimes I cough so much that I just absolutely cannot do it. But I would love to do that. I would love to do that with a lot of things. And I have StreamYard. If anybody would like to come on with me and craft, Kathy and I are doing a Sunday Night Live, which will be this evening, and it'll be here on my channel. And we haven't figured out exactly what we're going to craft yet, but I think we're going to try some Dot Mandelas. I don't know. Okay. I appreciate that, hon, because I really don't. I don't even know if I can make my 9 o'clock Sundays. So I have said that I will be here on 9 o'clock every Sunday regardless. Well, that's not true. When I get up out of the bed in the morning, it depends on my breathing. So it's at 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central, 5 o'clock Mountain, and 3 in California, I think. God, no, I can't swear to that, but I'm thinking that. So it's going to put me, for Adrian and the guys, it puts me at about 12 o'clock their time. All right. I love you too, Adrian, and you know it. And you know it, dadgummit. I flirt with Adrian all the time. Because he sung to me. And just and sung songs like China Doll and just won me over. You know, anybody that can sing like an angel and sings to you, you just kind of, you know, kind of float that direction. So, anyway, okay, I've almost made it an hour, but guys, I've got to get up because I'm going to be back on in 4 hours with, well, 3.5 hours with Kathy, and I probably should rest a little bit and make a little lunch for Tom and too. So that's great, honey. Thank you for coming. We are doing, we're calling our live for the love of art. Uh, you know, I draw. I don't draw well. I don't draw the best pictures, but it's the love of it. It's the love of doing it. And if you love something, you will keep on even till you do a little better, or you find something that's more in your niche, or that, you know, whatever. It's for the love of it. That's what it is, for the love of art. And I consider crafting an art. I consider painting an art. I consider drawing an art. I consider weaving an art. We are not just crafters. We are artists. And even if we cook something and we make a beautiful presentation of it, we have formed a piece of art. We have made something, we have created something that is a piece of art. It may be eaten up and gone, but it is a piece of art. These guys on these fields and the love that they have of their craft and what they're doing, be safe, be careful, relics, and we will see you. I'm so glad that you came today. So anyway, I'm going to go off, fix Tom some lunch, and shine your light. Shine your light to everyone. So, hi, Lise. I have been here all the time, darling. I had never gone anywhere. I changed my name a couple of times, but that's all. But I've been right here. I've been cooking, I've been sewing, and not so much on the sewing, got some more of that to do. And now I'm back to crafting because I just couldn't keep my hands out of it. Hi, Scratch Cards. How are you? Y'all are just coming in to the end of it. I was just signing off, and I want to thank you for coming. And if you'd like to stick around and watch the replay, please do so. And I will see you all later. And like I said, shine your light. Oh, it's Simon. Hi, Simon. Cool. I can see your picture now. See, it helps if I have some glasses or I get real close. Girls, Simon is such a cutie, and he's got a birthday coming up. He does. I seen that today. He's such a cutie. So, anyway, you take care too, Kim, and just give me a call, or just let me know, honey, when you would like for me to come on, and I will try my best. And like I said, Kathy and I will be back on at 6 tonight, my time. That's going to be really late for you guys, but there's always the replay. So be sure and watch it if you can't make it. And today's show was brought to you by Positive Thinking. So I hope you understand and why I wanted to do this, and what it means to me that you all, uh, I hope, take some of it with you and give it back. So for now, I'm going to say bye. I love you all, and you're the best. Y'all just the best. See you soon. Bye, everybody. I know, Simon. I'm so sorry. See ya.